When you think of stress, what is the first thing that comes to your mind? I'm Dr. Jeff Cumro, and I'm a developmental function neurologist. What we work on is balancing people out physically, mentally, and emotionally. And when you have that balance, it helps you to basically reach the state of health. A lot of us have an imbalance in those areas. And when we have those imbalances, before we get into that, we have to get unbalanced in stages of our life. To get anything accomplished, we have to go out of balance. But without that ability to come back into balance, we do not have health. And that's ultimately what we do. We look at the areas that we're not able to bring ourselves back into balance. We stimulate those areas and target them to bring strength to those areas to balance them out with the other areas. With that, we see health. So when you think of stress, what is the number one thing that you think of? For a lot of people, this will be work or traffic or perhaps family. Public speaking is a popular one. There's a lot of things that can cause stress. But what causes me stress is going to be different from what causes you to stress. So I love to learn. I know a lot of people that absolutely hate school. They don't have any interest in learning anything ever again. But I love to learn. It's one of the things I do to relax. When I find myself at home without the kids and Meredith there, I'm studying. It gives me time to think things through. I'm studying. Does that make me a nerd? Probably, but that's beside the point. So public speaking is, like I said, another one that people really loathe. And I believe the stats on this are 2 out of 5 people would prefer, they're more scared of public speaking than they are scared of death. Think of that. And the way that I once heard this put, I think it was Ping Jun that said this, but if you're at a funeral, 2 out of 5 people would rather be in the casket than delivering the eulogy. That's crazy, right? But that's stressful. Now, what is stress? Like, some people are going to be stressed in that situation. Some people are going to be stressed with traffic. Some people are going to be stressed at work. What is stress? Stress is just how your body reacts to things. So you get put into a scenario and your body has a neurological and an endocrine and all these different systems start to fire in different ways. It can lead to inflammatory conditions. It can lead to anti-inflammatory conditions, in all honesty. But stress in general is not a bad thing. Everybody looks at stress. They say stress is a bad thing. But stress in the short term is not a bad thing. Let's look at exercise. Exercise is a stress on your system. Exercise is something that changes the physiology of your system. It changes the neurology of your system. It's hard, right? If you're doing it correctly, it is difficult. But we get out of that the way that we're supposed to. When evolution kind of took us through, stress is something that we were meant to be under short periods of time. You know, if you get chased by a lion or you have to get food, you do it for a short period of time, and then you get to rest. And in today's society, we don't get that rest period. We get, thrown into traffic nonstop. We get thrown into 80 hours of work a week. We get to come home to kids that are wanting our time and our attention, and we're already tired, and it's just too much. We've got to find time to balance all of this out. We've got to have those times when we're away from stress. Otherwise, that stress becomes toxic to our system. It becomes inflammatory over time. One of the systems is automatically just instantly inflammatory. The other system starts out anti-inflammatory and becomes inflammatory over time. But either way, we see issues like insomnia, or we see autoimmunity, or we see brain fog and mental clarity, or issues with memory. Different things like that start to come around. Why? It's because of all of these physical changes that are coming around, and we've got to have ways that we can deal with that. And this is part of the reason that you see such a push for meditation, a push for exercise, a push for reading. Those are times for those people that are highly successful to kind of calm themselves down, to give themselves the break that they need to recover and be ready for that next bout of stress. What are you doing in your life to recover from the stressful times? Like I said, there's been multiple times in my life when I was just out of school, I was working 60 to 70 hours a week. I was sleeping 3 to 4 hours a night. Over time, that's not enough. I wasn't taking the time to recover. Through that, I was still just bafflingly working out. Like I needed that time to recover. That's how I ended up with autoimmunity. There's another time, working here, a job that I love, and I put in 50, 55 hours a week, somewhere in that range at that time. It's a little less now, but we just had a new baby. Meredith wasn't totally healthy, and with that, you've got all the extra things that go with that. I ended up with insomnia. So ironically, I went from not sleeping, having been the cause of my stress issues, to stress causing me not to sleep. And that may be what you're seeing in your life. High blood pressure, tension, chronic headaches, lack of sleep. There are so many different things that you can see in your health. Weight gain would be another one. Stress eating. There are a lot of different ways to describe this. It shows up differently in everybody. What areas do you need to improve on? And what areas can you add in? Can you improve your diet, decreasing the sugar, increasing the healthy fats, increasing your water intake? Can you do some sort of mindfulness meditation or deep breathing exercises? Can you exercise in general? Is there something that you enjoy that you can find a little bit more time for? How are you going about this, and what are you going to do to take that next step? Like I said, stress is something that is different for every single people, and there are times that there is just going to be a stressful period, and you have to fight through it. Should you have to do that long term? No. If you do have to do that long term, that's when we really need to worry about your health. That's when we really need to find those times for those extra things. So I hope that this helps you out. Again, I'm Dr. Jeff Cumro, and if you find this beneficial, if you could do me a favor and either hit the like or subscribe button, it gives me good information as far as what types of things are going to benefit you the most. What things do I need to share to help you get to that next level in your health and your fitness? What can I share to help you along the way? What questions do you have? And obviously, you can put any questions you want in the comments down there, but if you at least like and subscribe, it gives me an idea of what is helping you out and what is not so helpful to you. At any point, over there in the bio, you've got the hemispheric checklist. It's a good tool to look at and see, are you balanced in your functionality? It gives you a good idea. Are you dominant in the left brain? Are you dominant in the right brain? And with that, we kind of know how you're going to respond to stress. So that's something, totally free tool. You're able to take that at any time. Again, I love you. I appreciate you, and I will talk to you soon.